Hi guys, so welcome back to the course. So my name is Naman and I am a mobile app developer. So we have started one project which is a basically finance tracking application where we can track our all expense and income, and we can have set a budget to track our daily transactions in a organized manner. So we are creating the mobile application for both Android and iOS offline application for a in Flutter. Okay, so I have created one project in Flutter. If you are new to the Flutter, you can comment on this video. I'll create one video to how to install and set up the project. Okay, so as of now, I have created one project and I have also put the name of app. Our project is finance tracking and app also. Okay, so whenever you create any project, it will look like this. Like it creates some basic sort of file and basic sort of code where we used to have a counter application where we can have a like we can increase. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, I'll give you an overview how the projects look like. So basically, this is the Android like I have created this project for only Android and iOS platforms. So you can see that we have one folder for Android. When you create any native Android project in Java Kotlin, you can see this type of only these type of files in Android project. And for iOS, I'm not sure for iOS, but yeah, something look like when you create any native project in iOS in Swift language. Okay, so this is how it looks. I'll give you an idea. We never change anything in any of the folders. Okay, we used to only work on code in this lib folder. We used to create files, we used to create folders only in this lib folder. We can create one asset folder also where we used to have our images, icons or something. This is in the project root folder, but we'll discuss this later. Okay, one more thing, that is we have a pubspec YAML file. Now this is important file. Okay, why this is important? Because whenever we want to import any package like something, we import any package like we used to import any date format package, we used to import any SQL package or any other third party package, we have to initiate, we have to describe the, we have to write the name of the package with the current version. Okay, something like this. Okay, so this is how we write. Okay, after this we have a command flutter pub add and then package name that help us to import the package in the in our project. Okay, secondly, we can, if we want to import any font or we want to have import any asset image, so we can do so by doing like this is a commented code, so you can uncomment and modify based on that. We'll discuss this when we import the things. Okay, so as of now understand that we have this live folder. We used to have all the code written in here. One more, I'll give you a basic idea of how Flutter works. Flutter is basically a framework which provide us packages, we provide us um, different libraries and something different libraries in functions. Okay, various things where we can import to our project and write the code. Basically, we are writing code in Dart language. Dart language is basically you can say inspired by Java or something because it also follows the OOP structure. Okay, oops concept, all the six principles we followed. Okay, and it's a mixture of Python also, mixture of Java and Python, because some um, keywords and the keywords present here and the use of is like it's very user friendly to write the code, so that's why I also have it's my basically idea, but I feel that it's a mixture of both the languages. Okay, so this is something like that. Okay, I'll give you one more idea that, so this is basically a screen. Okay, this is the screen where a user is viewing. There are multiple components, like this is the text, this is the text, this is something like app bar, this is our main page, this is another text, this is another text, this is something like button. Okay, when we trigger it trigger some function and increase the number, right? When we used to write code in C, C++ or Java, we can have a simple, we if we want to have a like a user can press 1 2 3 something like that, we can write the code to increment a number, right? I plus plus J plus plus something like that. right? But now it looks like some big. But whenever we want to declare basically a particular component, it is basically it called the component. That widget you are saying, the thing you are saying, the Flutter demo homepage, you see it's basically a text view, right? And this is called widget in our Flutter terms. Okay, so there are multiple widgets. Okay, you can say multiple components also. Okay, so basically this is called a text widget, right? So we want to have a text widget in this here. So we import this from our Flutter package, flutter material.dart. We have a file. They have created some text class. Okay, so we have imported that class in our package and we define it here. uh, this, okay, you have pushed, or we can, you can see this one. Okay, we have a text page. This is basically a class, and class is imported from the material one, which is imported here. If you write any class or any function, but that is not available in the current, like if it didn't find any scope, you have to import that file where it comes from. Okay, this is a basic overview I have gave you how Flutter works. Okay, now we'll create one simple file and we can have a simple home page here. Okay, so I'll delete all these files. I'll create one file here, new file, my app dot dat. Okay, now here I'll import our material package. Okay, in Flutter we have shortcuts to create a class. We can just write it here. State, there you can see there are two classes, stateless and stateful. Stateful is, I'll give you just give an idea. Stateful is basically those classes where we can update our state. Okay, it's basically consists of two classes here. Okay, this one and this one. So in this we have a particular state class, and there we can update our state. Like we can update this 11 to 12, 12 to 13, 13 to 14, 14 to 15. Okay, but we have another class also which is called stateless widget. We mostly use this class only. Okay, it is a static. If we define any text widget with the number 10, we can't change it. If we can update the value, but it is not visible. You have to either manually change the value to 11 or 12 or something like that. But how will manually change the things? That comes to our state management techniques. Okay, how we'll manage the state, that I'll explain the whole thing in the state management video. Okay, so we'll create one class, my app, and now we have our material app, and we'll import, we have to import, that's why it's showing error, because it doesn't find any scope here, right? So I'll just import that file. So now it find the scope here. It also, we have defined our material app. You can see here two functions, hot reload and hot restart. Hot, this is basically the Flutter feature. Hot reload means where we can have a, when you change any simple text, like you change to 10 to 11, 11 to 12, something like some basic changes, you can just hot reload and you can instantly view the change. Okay, so the hot reload will have a instantly changes, but hot restart what will do, whenever you have to whenever you create any class, create any variable, or you import any new function or something like that, you have major changes, then you have to do a hot restart. Hot restart will reopens the app, basically restart the app from the first screen. Okay, so we have to perform a hot restart and then we can see the changes. Hmm. Okay, so as you can see that this is a black screen showing. Why? Because we didn't define any sort of any class here. Okay, if I define here home, and I'll define here, I'll create one another new folder, home. Okay, I'll define here new file, home page dot. Okay, I'll import here a material package. I'll create one stateless class which name is home page, and I'll explain what is material, what is scaffold. Okay, wait, just give me a second. VX Code has some issues with showing two cursor at the same time. Page. So now you can see it's a white screen. We have done some minor changes, so that's why it wrote a lot. But I feel like during my experience, what I feel is if the code works in hot reload, okay, that's great. But if not, do the hot restart. It will work. I usually have some this type of experience, so that's why I just prefer whether I change a major, I'll just done a hot restart. Okay, so here you can see now it's showing a white screen. Now I'll explain. See, in Flutter, when we create any application, we have a base root. Like, see, you have understood some trees in data structure, right? We have a root widget, then we have a root. There we have a sub child's, children's, right? Left parent, right parent, and everything. So this is something like that only. The material lab is basically our root widget. It defines the our main widget where here we defines our home page. Home, you can create any name with any class. Okay, you can have a splash page or home page or any onboard page. You can have any name. Okay, doesn't matter. But in this parameter you define. We have other parameters like we used to define our some constant themes. Okay, we used to have a white color, we used to have a yellow color, black color of our app theme. Okay, we used to define our roots also, right? Like if you want to have a create transaction screen, we have a create transaction root. Okay, so this is something like that. Okay, but we'll discuss that later when we used to have a different roots, right? So here we have a basic class which has a material app, and we have a basic scaffold here which helps us to. Okay, so scaffold, what is scaffold? Whenever we create any new screen, we used to have a scaffold. Scaffold is basically, see, creates a visual scaffold for material design widget. Basically, when we use define our scaffold, scaffold basically creates a new screen. Basically, new screen. We have an app bar here. Okay, if I write just import a app bar widgets and have a title, we have a text widget, and I'll create home screen. So it will show you here something like that. See how it works. So this is how it looks like. Whenever we create any scaffold, we have a newly screen, we have a app bar, we have a body, we have a bottom action bar, many things. We will discuss that. Okay, so this is how it looks. So okay, so I'm ending this video and we'll discuss further in the next video.